Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English and welcome to Daily Flash. Yes, indeed. We got the whole crew here. James Alexander handles our social media. How you doing, Bubba?
I'm looking at the guy cam. Yeah. Please like, comment, and share all our social media content. I'm looking out for you. I'm waiting. All
right, there you go. That's scary, actually.
That's scary.
It's a little psycho killer, yeah.
Just a little bit. All right, to my right is Matt Doolittle. What's up, my tag?
You know what you can do? You can go to our social media at dailyflashshow.com and send good notes to James's knee, because James is just complaining about his knee. You can like, subscribe, do all that good thing. You know what? Share it with your knee doctor, and maybe they'll get a hold of James.
Oh
my mom says Lyrica will help your knee.
Okay.
That's what my mom says.
All right.
She always says James needs Lyrica.
James basically is our old lady of the show, right?
Oh, Mother Hubbard.
I was his intern 20 years ago. Just remember that.
Do you use the subtitles or the closed captioning
I do
when you watch television?
Yes, I do for any British or comedy or TV show or whatever, because they're terms and sometimes I can't hear it.
Yeah.
But yes, to answer your question, I do.
New survey out saying more young adults are actually using subtitles when they're watching anything on television or streaming. 4 in 10 adults say they will. 3 in 10 18 to 44-year-olds say yes, it's on all the time. Some of the reasons are interesting, though. You say sometimes it's hard to understand the language, right? Well, the 18 to 40-year-old crowd say they're multitasking. They're listening to music, they're half listening, they're half watching, and they're also sometimes in noisy environments. So it's easier for them just to have the closed caption on or subtitles so they can kind of catch what they're doing, but they're doing 3 or 5 things at once.
All right, well, which I can appreciate because we can say their reading skills should go up a little bit because they're reading.
There you go.
That's the only thing I can possibly can say on that.
For adults, we use them to catch every word. Difficulty understanding accents. I watch Peaky Blinders. I couldn't watch it without the closed captioning because I feel like I'm going to miss something.
One thing I do like, I think Netflix is the one that does it. One of the streamers, and maybe several might do this, but they have, you turn closed captioning on, but they also have an option for replay. So like, what did they say? You can hit and it goes back 10 seconds and then the words will pop up on the screen as well. I use that if I'm not using it permanently.
That's a good one.
When I got with my wife, when we first started dating, she had the captions on and it drove me nuts. Now I love it.
You're just
but
used
also,
to it, right?
this is how much of a nerd my wife is. She puts the captions on Spanish so she can learn Spanish while she's watching like Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, you nerd.
Nice.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
You can do that for regular shows, like where they speak English and then it's Spanish underneath. Or is that what I guess we're referring to? That's not bad.
Another reason why people turn the closed captioning on, they're eating something crunchy. They can't hear the TV. And the other big problem is poor audio quality because on the flat screens, the speakers project to the wall. So if you think it's hard to hear, even if you've got the full-on sound system, it's still difficult because it's compromised.
That's where in my situation, but we had that surround sound, but our house is like, I don't know what's the word where it's just open.
Yes.
So it echoes a lot. So it's hard to understand it. Plus I'm also, I guess my hearing just wasn't what it used to be. So.
Well,
now the best part is when you have a live caption person and you have someone like Mitch English who messes with them on live TV, and then it just turns into comedy.
It's all AI now, but there used to be somebody who would have to type everything in. But you're right.
The other big reason, performance-based. Actors are more quiet. They're more internal, making them sometimes really hard to hear or understand. Plus, I found this interesting. There's a lot more sound competing with dialogue, sound effects, giant music swells, speaking volume versus the sound effect volume varies greatly from show to show. And they used to have that situation with commercials where the commercials would be louder.
There's one radio station in town that has a commercial where they're just blasting it. I'm like, is nobody regulating this?
Yes. And kids, if you want to know what it's like, just go to any hotel, and because hotels that where they have their own channel. They never regulate it that way. And now TVs, though, they're building TVs to where they keep the sound level the same. Your higher end televisions will do that.
The other thing I found interesting is the older folks, they don't use the closed captioning as much as their grandkids do.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like about having it on, and I will turn it off like if they're speaking English and I can hear them fine, because in comedies especially, you read the joke before they say it, and timing's off. And
Yes.
I'll go, I don't like this anymore, and I'll turn it off. If it's, like I said, the British one, what's the one with Pierce Brosnan and Tom Hardy, the one?
Oh, yes, Homeland. No.
You know which one I'm
yes.
talking about. Think about it, Matt, find out which one it is. That one, because they're Irish and English. And there's all kinds of, it's very hard to follow.
Mobland, thank you. And then the other thing, I don't know if this drives you nuts, but sometimes when I see these foreign movies pop up on Netflix, I'd rather them just speak in their natural language and then read the English subtitles, because when they dub it over, I can't watch it. It's the worst.
Okay, and Netflix, listen, let me tell you something right now. What they'll do, and they do this all the time, they'll play, this movie looks really cool, I haven't heard this, and you're watching it, and the scene that they picked, it's like one of these. All right, so go to 3. Take camera 3, Keegan. So they'll be telling, well, I want to, you'll see them, like the music will be playing, the guys like this. And hey, now Keegan, when I go like this, switch to camera 2. All right, right? So music's building up, and then they'll do this. Who knows if they are going to find out if they're, and you can't see if their lips match. Then you go, okay.
But then you can tell when they sub it over.
Well, they don't.
They do it on Bar Rescue all the time.
So anyway, then you go, oh, this is a great movie. I love it. And you turn it on, and the first 2 minutes, it's music and build up and credits, and then all of a sudden, it's a foreign film, and I got suckered in because of the preview that they showed didn't show the.
And then they speak funny speak, and Mitch doesn't understand it.
And I can't understand it at all. I agree with you on that.
It drives me nuts because it takes me right out of the movie. Like I just can't do it.
It's hard for you to get into like the characters, because which says a lot about actors. About you were mentioning earlier about their pace and their talking soft at certain places and louder in others. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think I'm glad to see that technology is actually catching up with it. There's also, this is one thing I don't understand, and my best friend's son, he's very fluent in American Sign Language, they are doing television shows now with the guy down in the corner instead of closed captioning, where he's doing this. And I said, hey, and he used to teach ASL, and I said, why would they do that when you have closed captioning? He goes, because a lot of times, it's emotion. Because when you see what people, if I do this, you can see I'm saying it really harshly.
Yes.
Whereas if you're just reading it, you might not pick up the harshness of it. So it's almost as if that's another actor down there in the corner. American Sign Language. Yeah, it is interesting, right?
Yeah.
So I think the technology is there. If it's helping us, check your settings. A lot of times, especially with music, there's like movie mode or whatever.
Yeah.
If it's a newer television, they're going to help you out there.
You turned me on to the iOS update, the 26, and I was fascinated by the AirPod translation.
Isn't that crazy?
And so I need to know how this works. Am I going to go to the nail salon and be able to understand how they're insulting me left and right?
Now, on FaceTime, it's also on FaceTime. So let's say I called you, and you do have to you have to download the language for it.
Okay.
But on FaceTime, it'll have closed captioning, and you speak your native language, but for me it'll be all in English.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, yes, it's supposed to. You'll be able to put that in there, and you'll be able to hear it. Of course, you have to download that language. That's the only thing.
You can go to Costco and hear what people are saying.
Yes. Oh my! It's like a United Nations meeting right now. Yes.
That's Miami.
Miami. It's come to Central Florida.
It's interesting that where we're at in the world, that the technology's catching up. I do know that I never paid attention to the TVs, with the audio, bouncing off the wall being such a huge problem until you get a secondary, sound system to put it in there. So, and you also have to calibrate your system.
It is, right?
In order for make the sound right.
I didn't think about the sound effect part of it, but it is so true. Like, especially if you watch some of the superhero movies, it is so deafening that it's so, like, when you hear the dialogue, you're like, wait, what did he say? Like, my ears are still ringing from the latest explosion.
It's very loud, and to where if you're hearing impaired, you probably heard it because
that's how they're trying to drag you back into the theater too, is so you get that like immersive experience. Like the best movie I've seen in the theater recently was F1.
Yes.
In an IMAX theater, and you got that roar of the engines and everything.
I think another thing that I don't like about closed captioning is that it'll tell you the type of music that's playing. I do like it when they put the lyrics up, the songs.
Yours just says banjo up.
But then also, of course, I'm watching your family home videos. Anyway, and so but it'll also put like sound effects, like explosion and that sort of thing, which you need that so you can understand what's going on. So it would be interesting to turn down the TV and just as a hearing impaired person would do.
Like you said, it's funny when you see some of the explanations. Large explosion. Actor turns and says da 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 da.
Yeah, graceful.
And just to correct you, Mitch, if it's my family home videos, it's 80s disco.
Oh, 80s disco.
Just know that.
Yeah, baby.
You know
Bring it
my
back,
family.
baby. Bring it back.
Hey, we want to hear from you. Do you use the closed
Yeah.
caption? Do you
And
like the subtitles?
what's your family music in your videos?
Family music and videos. I missed that part of the conversation, but that's okay. Just happened. All right. So let us know what you think about that.
Head to our website. It's dailyflashshow.com, which, by the way, if you watch it, has closed captioning on it, too. Just got to click it and turn it on.
For free, right? We offer that? Gift with purchase?
They use it for the deposition, actually.
BOGO.
All the
Buy one,
time.
get one free.
Like that. More flash after this.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
You caught me. I was supposed to just put away the herbs. Clearly looking limp and dead. What did I do wrong?
Staying fresh requires balance and care. But I'm happy you did, because now we've got a tip from it. Lady Ashton, you put these in the refrigerator like this several days ago, and we can see what's happened. They've wilted, and they're on their way off to herb heaven. What I would suggest at home is, actually, you can see I've got a sealable bag. I've got a damp paper towel. As I open it up, you can see the herbs are fresh, vibrant, and looking beautiful.
Oh.
Much different than...
Yes, dead. Mermaid hair.
Just wrap them in a damp towel and place them into a sealable bag. Squeeze out the air, seal it, and these will last a good week in the refrigerator at least. Don't put them in the fridge unwrapped, because you'll end up with herbs like this.
Yeah, more care in 2025. More care.
More care.
All right.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. You know, stroke remains one of the nation's deadliest health challenges. It's often called the silent killer because it can occur without any noticeable symptoms. And joining us now with some ways to lower your risk of stroke is Dr. Jeremy Liv. Hi, doctor. Welcome to Daily Flash.
How are you? Good morning.
So you have 5 tips for us to lower our risk of stroke. Let's start with the first one. Don't smoke. Why does smoking seem to be such high risk for stroke?
Well, smoking damages a lot of parts of your body. And when it comes to stroke, the important issue is that it damages arteries. So arteries are the blood vessels which bring blood to the brain. And smoking can hurt blood vessels. The same blood vessels that go to the heart, which is why smoking can increase risk of heart attack, can also increase the risk of stroke. So it's probably the worst possible thing you can do for yourself is to smoke.
You also say, second on your list, control your blood pressure.
Yeah, so similar to smoking, blood pressure can, high blood pressure that's not controlled can cause a lot of problems. And over years of uncontrolled blood pressure, your blood vessels, again, can get damaged. There's something that we call atherosclerosis. And just again, in the same way that it increases your risk of heart attack, if you damage the blood vessels that are carrying blood to your brain, you are at higher risk for stroke.
Something that we hear a lot of lately when it comes to diet, avoid sugar. Seed oils is another big one in processed foods.
Yeah, sugar leading to diabetes, leading to insulin resistance is probably third on my list of the things that can lead to long-term and majorly damage of the arteries, which carry, again, blood to all of your organs. You hear about people who have diabetes, who have problems with their with their fingers, with their eyes, but also the small blood vessels that go to very important parts of your brain get damaged. Seed oils, we're starting to recognize seed oil and vegetable oil, frying them, cooking them at very high heat leads to metabolic dysfunction, leads to liver dysfunction. And the liver is the target of the insulin. And so when the liver gets sick, it can't use that insulin as effectively. The whole process resumes with metabolic dysfunction, diabetes. and you get a lot of issues, especially with the blood vessels.
Amazing how all of it kind of feeds into each other. Stay active, exercise, even if it's just walking.
I say that because I see so many patients that are totally inactive. So if you could run 5 miles a day, that'd be great. But don't go from 0 to 1,000 because you'll fail.
Yes.
So what I say is just start walking and then eventually start jogging. But if you can walk and just get out there, get your heart rate up a little bit, get your muscles moving, get the blood pumping, that's step one. Don't try to do it all in a day. Step by step, and you'll make a big difference eventually.
Great advice. Last on your list, get your carotid arteries checked.
Carotid arteries. So
thank you.
You have 2 main arteries that are running in your neck, in the front of the neck, and they're serving about 70% of your brain. It's so easy now to check whether or not those arteries have gotten narrow. You see the picture on the screen, using just an ultrasound with some jelly. It takes like 5 or 10 minutes, totally non-invasive. And if you find that you have a narrowing of the arteries, we now have procedures where we can fix them fairly easily, and or at least get a good consultation to decrease your risk.
Perfect. Dr. Jeremy, thank you so much. For more information, you can head to the website jeremyliffmd.com.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Hold on. Wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty!
Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Oh, dog and cat!
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the media.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
Where are you?
It's just better when you're part of the conversation. Join us online.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. Thursday. Yes, it is. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood. It's straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. History Channel's Ancient Aliens is celebrating its 21st season, and host George Tsoukalos is taking the show on the road with his Ancient Aliens Live tour.
The ancient astronaut theory proposes that humans are the result of a genetic modification that extraterrestrials performed on Homo sapiens thousands of years ago. And these visitors then conveyed important information to our ancestors to help accelerate the advancement of civilization.
Tsoukalos takes his series on the road to connect with audiences and begin conversations about extraterrestrial influences in human history.
Some thought that if you were to release the knowledge that ETs not only exist, but by the way, they are here, that the world or the population would panic. And I don't think that is the case. And it's because of the conditioning that we've experienced, which is disclosure with shows like Ancient Aliens, but also movies like Star Wars and Star Trek and series that has slowly conditioned all of us over the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years that, hey, we are not alone and we've never been alone. So we live in the most awesome and extraordinary of times, and it's really wonderful to be able to be alive and to witness all of this.
It's true, and as long as it's not a cookbook, we're okay. Ancient Aliens is a fun what-if series that sometimes stretches one's imagination and is designed not to actually answer questions, but to open up conversation. For more information about the Ancient Aliens live tour, visit ancientalienslive.tour.com. And you can check out all the episodes of Ancient Aliens streaming on history.com. It gets a B and is rated TV-PG. And speaking of tours, Maroon 5 hits the road with their new Love Is Like tour.
Baby, you're priceless. I never had anything like this. This love has taken its toll.
The band is excited to be on the road and connecting with their fans. I chatted with Adam Levine and James Valentine about the tour.
I like playing all. I like it all. You know, I think the intimacy of a small show is so great, and I miss it a lot. And we do every once in a while. We did a great pop-up show in Santa Barbara. We were surprised people. It was super fun. That is a blast. But also love the challenge of like a big arena, and the energy of that is special. So I kind of like it all.
Yeah, and it's great. You know, the shows that we've been playing for the last couple of years. We were in Las Vegas doing a residency, so it was a little bit smaller. So to get in front of those big crowds again is going to feel really great.
Again, Maroon 5's Love Is Like tour is underway, and tickets are on sale now. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you there, Tony. Now let's jump into your daily digits. Your first digit today is 14.5%. That's how much sales are up on this popular American staple.
Meat prices are sky high, and I'm trying to keep my food budget down to earth.
Hi, I can help.
The helping hand from Hamburger Helper.
At your service.
You can help me save?
Sure, because Hamburger Helper can help you turn just 1 pound of hamburger into a delicious hearty dish in a snap.
Well, when times get tough, Americans reach for comfort food that stretches their dollar, and Hamburger Helper is having a massive comeback right now. It was first introduced in the 1970s, and as sales of Hamburger Helper are up nearly 15%, that's also the exact percentage of Americans who remember they still have a box of it sitting in their pantry from 1998. I mean, we've all had that Hamburger Helper night, right? Right? It's pretty good. That hand kind of freaks me out, though. Your next number today is $150,000. That's the price you will have to pay for a pair of shoes, but they're not just any shoes. A rare pair of Nike Kenya Red sneakers, once worn by legendary runner Steve Prefontaine, are up for auction. The shoes were a gift to a 10-year-old boy back in 1975 by Prefontaine's former girlfriend. They've been preserved for nearly 50 years and even feature an early version of the famous waffle sole. Now, I've been gifted shoes, but I'm wondering why his ex-girlfriend gave it to a 10-year-old.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I'm still a little confused on that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, good on them. I mean, they look great. I'd love a pair of those. So your last number today is 68,000. That's the number of pickleball courts that are in the U.S. annoying their neighbors. Tennis courts still reign supreme with 270,000 in the U.S. across the country. And Florida leads the charge with the most pickleball courts. California and Texas round up the three. And if you listen closely, you can hear another ACL being blown out by somebody in the villages.
By an older person, yeah.
Now, when I was in New York, I saw them make a pickleball court right next to a CVS. So they're easy to put together, but they annoy the heck out of people with that sound.
Yeah, the sound is insane. Yeah.
Interesting stuff there. Little known that they actually use a waffle iron.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
Yeah,
Yay.
indeed.
Yes.
We're everywhere.
Yes, we are. Matt Doolittle. He's got an eye on it.
219 beautiful, fantastic affiliates all across the country and the Armed Forces Network. And today we are looking at our friends at KOTR in Monterey, California.
Ooh, Monterey.
Which is one of the kayaking epicenters of the universe.
Oh, yeah.
You can kayak with all the animals.
Keep
out
it
there.
wet.
Monterey Aquarium, Monterey Bay. Carmel by the Sea.
Wine
amazing.
tasting.
All of that is gorgeous up in that
They
way.
got wine up there too.
Heaven
They got
on earth.
big wine
Yeah.
tasting. They should have us out there. You know, Monterey we should do a live show from the Monterey wine tasting.
Wine tasting. All right.
I'm not going to say no to that. That's
Sweet red.
Would you say no? All right. When it comes down to comedians, I think now with everything that's been happening with Jimmy Kimmel and the comedians and Stephen Colbert saying certain things, those that are comedians are actually, fighting for their First Amendment rights, right? Freedom of speech and that sort of thing. So now a big comedy festival is being put to production, and it's in Saudi Arabia, and they are producing huge names. Might only do about normally 5 to 10 minutes up on stage, and basically the name of the event that's coming through, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, and the name escapes me right now.
The Riyadh
Comedy
Thank
you so much.
Yeah.
My mind's
It's okay.
not there.
I got you.
That's why I wouldn't be a good comedian, I guess. Anyway, so
great
they are
comedian.
getting paid massive amounts of money. Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, would you go to this? Bill Burr, Gabriel Iglesias, Aziz Ansari, Louis C.K., Pete Davidson, Chris Tucker, Whitney Cummings, Jeff Ross, all of them are going to be at this comedy festival. Well, other comedians have been asked, they're saying, wait a minute, what? You're going to a country that is really controversial as far as freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You can't drink alcohol and that sort of thing. And it's also repressive for women as well. It's like, do you feel that they're selling out by going to this? They are making like $1 million for like 5 minutes. Not Ryan Gillis, help me out with the name Gillis. What's his first name?
Shane Gillis.
Shane.
Gillis.
I have a friend named Ryan Gillis, and I call him that all the time.
all right.
Shane Gillis said they offered him some time at this comedy festival, at the Riyadh Comedy Festival, and he's turned it down. They came back and they said, we'll double it. And he said, I'm not going to do this. It's a matter of principle. You're a country that, also some of inside have ties to terrorism as well. And everybody's saying that you should have this freedom of speech, but yet they're going to this country that really limits what you can and cannot say. Maybe for this comedy festival, they'll lift it, saying it's going to be a worldwide event.
Yeah.
But do you think they're selling out? Do you feel like it's something that, hey, cash talks?
It does, yes. I have a problem with selective outrage and hypocrisy. That's the problem I have with it. I don't care whether you do it, but if you're going to take that stance on it, then in my opinion, then you need to take a stance on X, Y, and Z down the road. With regard to the Jimmy Kimmel and the Stephen Colbert thing, I think one thing that people forget is they have their First Amendment right. They're free to speak anywhere they want to go. The problem is when you have a broadcast airway like ABC, NBC, or CBS, they are licensed to the affiliates. They owe their performance to the affiliates. If the affiliates don't like what they're saying and they're supposed to be sharing the airwaves for everyone, they have a right to say, this is not working for us. So with regard to that, he can say anything he wants, but he can't say anything he wants on broadcast television.
All right, let's say that they go over there. We don't know. It hasn't happened yet. And somebody says something that the Saudi Arabian government doesn't like, and they censor it. Are they going to have an outrage now?
Well, probably. Of course they are.
So,
yeah.
But they were happy to. But they knew that going into it.
Yes, but that's Saudi Arabia's right to say,
certainly,
we can do this, but if you cross this line, you've gone too far.
And in terms of an entertainment company, the WWE, wrestling nerd, has been doing this for the last 5 or 6 years, where they go over there, the wrestlers are like, hey, the check cleared, I'm going. And especially with comedians, it's, you get in this business, you're broke. And for them, it's like, well, I'm going to go make $10 million for 5 minutes. I'm in.
It's like the Live Golf thing. There was all sorts of controversy because the Saudi Arabians were involved with Live Golf. But again, it's the money talks, right?
Mm-hmm. Money, 100%.
Especially when you're in a business where that's what you do. You go to make money in those businesses, especially golf. Whether it's wrestling or whatever, you get into that and have to make that money.
Quick, James, 10 seconds.
I was going to say, we could do the show from over there and just, fill it out for everybody to make sure
Andrea just has to wear sleeves.
And a headscarf.
Yep. That is going to be interesting to see.
Which would be great, because then I wouldn't have to worry about my hair.
Yes,
I'm in.
Actually,
yeah, I like it.
Your thoughts on this? Are we right on track or off? Let us know. It's time for a little air, land, and sea. It's time for some flash travel. All right, well, it's that time of year again when the leaves fall, the air gets crisp, and people pay really good money to be absolutely terrified We're going to take a little trip of the scariest places in America you can visit this Halloween. Our first spooky stop, it's a prison that's more horrifying than your uncle's Facebook posts. It's Eastern State Penitentiary. It's in Philadelphia. It's a 200-year-old lockup that once held gangster Al Capone. Today, it's a top haunted attraction, complete with cell blocks, ghost stories, night tours, that'll make everyone and everything you question creaks in the dark. Imagine explaining to your friends you're paying $30 to sit down in the dark and wait for a ghost that may or may not show up. Kind of like my high school prom. All right, here we go. Our next one. If that doesn't raise up your blood pressure, try the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. It's in West Virginia. That's the real name of it. Just the name alone is enough to have you booking therapy. The massive facility was built in the 1800s and has a history of paranormal activity and makes basically Ghostbusters look like, well, a true comedy. Visitors swear they hear voices and see shadowy figures moving down the halls. People even reported sudden temperature drops, like the kind that make you think someone just walked over your grave. If you stay too long, you might just end up talking to yourself and not be alone while you do it. Look, if the walls start whispering to me, I'm going to whisper right back and I'll be saying, I'm out of here. All right, let's go to the West Coast. There is a house there, you probably heard of it, so bizarre, it's straight out of a horror movie. It's called the Winchester Mystery House. It's in California, and it was built by Sarah Winchester. Name sound familiar? Yep, she's the widow of a gun manufacturer. She believed that the house was haunted and it was filled by people that were killed by Winchester rifles. So she built stairs that go nowhere, doors that open up into walls, secret passages all over the place. If confusing had an address, this would be it. The house is literally always under construction. She believed that if construction never stopped, the spirits would return. You know, it's bad when even Google Maps gives up recalculating. Forget it, you're on your own. Next one, speaking of horror movies, how about checking into the hotel that inspired The Shining? Talking about the Stanley Hotel, and it's also in Colorado. Very beautiful from the outside, but inside, guests have reported hearing children laughing in empty hallways and pianos playing all by themselves. Just remember, if you see a guy named Jack with an axe, check out very quick. Honestly, if a piano starts playing by itself, I'm not waiting for any kind of encore. And I'm not sure if I could ever take a bath there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the original and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Finally, of course, no Halloween travel would actually be a list if we didn't mention the town of Salem, Massachusetts, right? It's home of the infamous witch trials. Salem transformed Halloween Central every October. You get costumes, festivals, witch tours, and more black hats than a Harry Potter convention. Spooky? It's fun, and you might just bump into a descendant of the original witches. This is what's cool. The entire town leans into the season, from shops to street performers. It feels like, well, Halloween on steroids. And if you feel safe in your hotel room, don't be surprised if your lights start flickering at 3 a.m. It's a town that actually embraces the history. It's really easy to do walk-around tours, too. Just don't forget your broom if you're planning on flying. So whether you're locked up in Philly, losing your mind in West Virginia, getting lost in California, or checking in with Jack in Colorado, maybe even just witch hunting in Massachusetts, America has no shortage on scary spots this Halloween. Travel on your own risk. Bring extra underwear. We'd love to travel the world with you. Why not just comment on our Facebook page? It's real easy to do so. Just look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. Even faster way is just go to flashtraveltv.com and it will take you directly there. And we'd love to hear your comments. And maybe the scariest place in the United States. Where is it? Is it I-4 here in Orlando? That'll scare the crap out of you. We got more Flash coming up right after this. Stick around. You're watching Daily Flash. We love having you along.
Looking for a new SUV? Well, they are not all created equal. Here's more.
SUVs are, without question, the most popular vehicle choice in the United States. But with so many models available, it can be difficult to know which one would be best for you. Kia America's James Bell has more.
People often think SUVs and crossovers are the same, but they're not. Traditional SUVs are built on truck platforms and are designed for towing and more off-roading exercises. Crossovers, on the other hand, share more with cars, which means better fuel economy and a smoother ride. The decision really comes down to the lifestyle and how you plan to use your next vehicle.
What might surprise you is that SUVs are not limited to gas engines. Hybrid and plug-in hybrid options are widely available. The Kia Sportage, for example, comes in gas, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid, giving drivers great choices for how they plan to travel.
There's no one-size-fits-all SUV, but almost all are built for adventure. And the trick is finding the one that amplifies your lifestyle and your passengers.
To learn more about the latest SUVs and crossovers, visit kia.com.
More families are actually looking for eco-friendly vacations that kind of mix relaxation with adventure. And Costa Rica delivers that entire package. Joining us now to share with the latest travel trends is Francesca Page.
Well, Costa Rica is really unique because it offers something special in every season. During the dry season, you have these sunny days that are perfect for beaches and outdoor adventures. And in the green season, you get these lush landscapes, fewer crowds, and incredible wildlife encounters. It's also a great season for epic surfing and rafting, both of which I've personally had the privilege of experiencing. And then you add that to the fact that the country is easily accessible from the US with new direct flights. So it's just a really great year-round destination. Families today really want meaningful experiences, not just poolside relaxation. So they are more and more seeking out ways to connect their kids with nature. So what's so great about Costa Rica is that instead of just staying at a resort, families can learn to surf together, visit local markets, explore national parks. It's an opportunity to bond while also showing children the value of exploration and culture. For more information, you can go to visitcostarica.com.
Life Minute's Joanne Butler is back with ways to help us press the reset button and prioritize our well-being for this new fall season. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, thanks for having me. Well, of course, it's so important what you're putting into your body, that you're eating right and getting that exercise. But, you know, having the time to do it can be so difficult. So Planet Fitness is making it super easy for people to prioritize their well-being by making fitness and wellness more accessible than ever. Whether you're getting back into it after some time off, or you're looking to mix up your regimen, or you're a seasoned pro, they offer an affordable, high-value experience designed to help you build strength, confidence, and consistency, which is so key. Best-in-class strength and cardio equipment available to all members. The PF Black Card membership lets you rest and recover with other amenities like being able to bring a guest every day, which is great. It's so good to work out with a buddy. Access to the Black Card Spa with hydro massage beds and access to more than 2,700 locations. Check out planetfitness.com to learn more about that. Well, I've also been trying to digital detox a little bit. I haven't been sleeping with my phone, which is a big deal for me, and it just totally helps. And during the day, if you can, just unplug and recharge a little bit. It will really help your body and your mind when it's just begging for a break. I'm also a huge believer in getting massages and facials. There's no doubt they improve your overall well-being. And Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa is a great place to go do it. They have more than 600 locations across the U.S., all different kinds of relaxing and rejuvenating treatments for whatever you're looking for. I noticed it really helps me sleep the day I get one of those too. I actually believe taking the time to do this for yourself just adds years to your life. handandstone.com/locations for more on that. Now, the saying, a good hair day, was invented for a reason, so a little beauty buy for you, because, you know, when you look good, you feel good. Lucetta Beauty here is going to help you get that hair day. It's a high-end salon-quality hair brand of shampoos and conditioners and styling treatments at an unbelievable price point. It's made with natural ingredients, completely free of sulfates and parabens. It's cruelty-free, and this brand is really known for targeting whatever it is your hair needs, whether it's hydration or volume or repair. I especially love this rice water line. It's inspired by ancient Chinese hair rituals, packed with vitamins and minerals to really help strengthen, rebuild, and leave your hair really looking strong and shiny. Get it right on Amazon and lucettabeauty.com. There you have it. Happy fall. Stay well.
Yeah, it is time for a little Flash Fives. This is where I give you 5 fast facts on one subject.
Okay.
Little twist. 4 of them are true. One's a big fat lie. Not sure if you knew this, but this month is naturally National Pizza Month.
Nice.
So we got to talk pizza, right?
Okay, let's do it.
See if you could spot the slice that doesn't belong. So here's our first fact out of 5. The first one, the first documented pizzeria in the United States was Lombardi's in New York City. It opened up in 1905. It's still around today.
I love Lombardi's.
Fact number 2, Americans eat about about 3 billion pizzas every year. That is 350 slices a second. The next one, Hawaiian pizza, was invented in Hawaii by a surfer who loved pineapple and ham after a long day of catching waves. Our next one is the world's largest pizza ever made was 26,000 pounds. It was created in Rome back in 2012. And finally, NASA once funded a 3D printer that actually could make pizzas in space. It was actually designed to feed astronauts on long missions. All right, there's your 5 facts. You tell me which one you think is not real at all, and we'll go through the room and see which one goes through. Now, if you give me numbers, tell me like which one so we can review that. Like, I don't think this is, that sort of thing. And of course, the control room's playing as well. We'll start off with, Jackson, we'll start off with you. You say?
I say the Hawaiian pizza, number 3.
Number 3 is not true.
I don't believe a surfer invented the Hawaiian pizza.
You don't think so? All right, we move now to Sweet Baby. Which one is Baby? James says 3 as well.
Number 3 too.
Okay, and then the control room. It's a control room saying. What's the consensus in there? Can't see it. Take it down. There we go. I think it's number 5 is what they have on there. They're saying 5. That NASA. Well, believe it or not, here's our answer. It is, Jackson, you got it right. Same goes with you. Hawaiian pizza was actually made, I think, in Michigan.
I know my food, baby.
So the guy just put pineapple on it, and they go, well, what goes with pineapple is ham. So the best thing about pizza is that you can put anything on it and eat it at any time of the day, and it's accepted, right?
This is true. I could eat pizza every day.
Well, yeah, and then leftovers taste better.
I agree. So we got a frozen pizza the other day from the grocery store. We normally just order it, you know, but we decided to try. It's Rouse. Have you seen that brand? Rouse?
I have, yes, yeah.
So it's this brick oven pizza, right?
Yep.
So we got it home, and it has 2 options: a conventional oven or a brick pizza oven, which apparently are very popular. And you wouldn't know this because you're a pizza guy. But I'm like, wow, who has a brick pizza oven in their house? And Alan's looking at the directions. He's like, oh, we'll put it in for 7 minutes. I'm like, no, that's for the brick oven. We don't have that. We're not that fancy. We got the conventional oven.
I got the little ones, and they gave you air fryer directions. But then what you have to do is you have to take it out, throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes, then put it in there. I was like, well, if I got it in the microwave, I might as well just microwave
We
it.
need to do a whole segment on how to best reheat pizza.
Oh my gosh. All right, done deal.
I need to know.
I like that idea. All right, stick around. More Flash after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. The 4 Horsemen and a new generation of illusionists try to bring down a worldwide criminal network. This is today's must-watch movie. Now you see me, now you don't.
You guys used to be the Horsemen.
Why did you break up?
We made some huge mistakes. We got sloppy, cocky.
Sorry, guys, that's really a bummer.
A bummer? I love the way your generation sums things up so eloquently.
I heard you talking.
According to that card, for some reason, I need you.
Charlie, June, and Bozo. It's Bosco Leroy.
What did you type fictional magician name into ChatGPT?
Oh, that's actually my real name, Atlas. Would your mom have sex with a map? That's not funny.
2 generations of magicians brought together for a reason.
Upside down Rome. Cool.
Cool? Is nothing impressive to you? The Vanderburg Corporation launders money for arms dealers, traffickers, warlords. She makes all the world's worst criminals possible.
She doesn't just launder money, she kills people.
This is a chance to make a real difference.
The Vanderburg family does not lose.
What's the trick?
A wise man once told me, in the mirror, in fact, never assume you're the smartest person in the room. Prove it. Diamonds are forever.
This is gonna be fun.
Let's see some magic.
The closer they look, the less they'll actually see. So carry on, my horsemen.
You got this, Jack?
Wait, don't you mean June?
Come on, this isn't fair. I've been picking locks since before she was born.
When does he start the lock picking?
Don't rush me.
He's got it.
Mind if I just, lead the way?
I think he loosened it for her, ultimately.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I watched the first one on the plane the other day.
Good
so
preview.
It is neat. That does it for the show. Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you.